I'm so glad to finally complete this project. This is paper figures, as I call it, but it really is just a wired action figure. And this project took me about a few months. I can't remember when I first started, but now it's December, and I think I started last school, last school break. So that was about 3 to 4 months. So 3 to 4 months of um, experimenting, testing, lots of prototypes. This is the final, hopefully, final result. Just a bit about the action figure itself. The head can turn 360 if it needs to, and it can also bend on the head. The waist can bend because of the wires, but it can't really turn side to side because that would break the waist. The legs can move because it's just wired. It can obviously bend, same as the feet. The arms can also move. The whole thing is basically wired. So, if you want to, you can pose it to whatever pose you want, and it should stand. So far, the project or the action figure has no hands because I want to make the hands a separate piece. Maybe, I mean, the fingers are going to be quite small, so I have to do some testing and experiments with that. But it started off with tons of experiments, tons of testing, nights of thinking, brainstorming, problem solving. And it started with this flat guy. These two are basically the exact same model, as you can see. I started off with having them flat out so that you could pose it on the floor, and then you could just do whatever you want with it. But I wanted to make other characters, like maybe from the Marvel universe or DC, because it would be nice to see some of them as a figure. So I tried to make Captain America. Of course, this wasn't the best, but I tried to design them. The helmet just come off. The only problem is you can see the staples. They block the design a bit, so you can't see his nose because he actually has a nose. See that black dot? Yeah, that's his nose. But the staples, they kind of block the design. So even if I put the helmet on, it blocks the design a bit. So that does not work. So I decided to make it 3D. This way, the wires or the staples won't even block the design. So you can see the head completely. You can see the chest completely. Yeah. And then this is a older model. It's a way bigger model. It's basically the same. It's wired structure, but instead I used a thinner wire. It's this I think it's called gardening wire, and it's really flexible. It's really thin, so when it comes to this model, it can easily bend, which is good. And there's a huge difference between these two figures. The way the wire is constructed. This figure, every limb is connected to a small length of wire. So this forearm to the shoulder, that is one small wire connected. This shoulder to the chest is another small wire. So if this arm were to break off, I'll have to rebuild this whole arm so that I can attach that wire again. As for this figure, it's different because the right leg and the right arm, this is one continuous wire going through the whole body. And then all these limbs are just like armor pieces. They're just folded and glued onto the wire. So if this leg, the thigh, were to come loose, I can just get another piece of cardboard and glue it on and it'll be fine. So that's the good side about it. And this is literally just craft wire, not too thin, not too thick, and literally just some cardboard or cereal boxes, as I like to call it. I did try experimenting with paper clips because they were more, I could find them easier and I don't have to go to the craft store to buy some, you know, wires. But as you can see, this one is paperclip is really hard to bend. So if I use it for my figures, as you can see, it would just break. So they didn't work. These are the other two. The first two of that model. This is the first one. You can see the waist, sorry, is not separate from the chest, so you can't bend the body. It's one piece, and I got the measurements wrong, so the arms are a bit long. Then the second one, I did something wrong with the head. I tried to do another technique where I would fold the wire like a hook. So when you put the head on, it would, hopefully the wire would turn, while the head wouldn't just come off like this. The first model, it's just a stick connected to two pieces of cardboard, and because of that, the head would just freely spin, and eventually the glue will just become like a tunnel for the head to just come off, and the glue won't actually stick to it. As you can see, the glue is just sitting there. So this third model is a bit different because this model is actually 3 layers, and yeah. So I'm currently on this stage where I have the hopefully final product. Fingers crossed. I'm gonna experiment with this figure, see how long it lasts. Hopefully the head won't come off, and then if it's good, hopefully I can start designing the hands, maybe design many other body types like the female body, or maybe more muscular body if I want to design more muscular characters. Just to show you the hands, I plan on making the hands somewhat like this, so where each finger can move freely, and I can just have them attached, something like that. But I'll have to experiment, and yeah, that's about it so far. Thanks for watching. These are the prototypes that I've made during the last 3 months of testing and experimenting. I've made the figures out of string. I've tried making the figures out of slots, maybe make the joints out of hooks with the wires, but they didn't work. Most of the figures are not fully built. They're only like up to the body or just the arm, because as I made them, I noticed that they didn't work as I wanted them to, so I just stopped. I even tried to redesign the whole figure, making it out of paper and using the wire as a skeleton to hopefully hold the paper figure in place, but that didn't work. I've tried paper clips as well, and yeah, that's about it.